Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into something we all navigate every single day, but, we rarely stop to actually dissect it. We're talking about the anatomy of a strong family. It's basically our very first school and, honestly, our primary safety net in life. So we're going to explore the underlying structure, the daily habits, and those core values that take just a group of relatives and turn them into a highly functioning team.
We're going to break this explainer down into 5 quick chapters. First up, the foundation of family. Second, building closer bonds. Third, handling normal disagreements. Fourth, the power of support. And finally, core family values.
Okay, let's dive into this with a really powerful idea to anchor us. Every family is different, but all families help each other. And that hits the nail on the head, right? Because whether you live in a nuclear household, a multi-generational home, or with a chosen family, the exact shape really doesn't matter. The defining feature, the absolute core of the whole thing, is mutual assistance. It's a network fundamentally built on just having each other's backs.
So, Chapter 1, the foundation of family, focusing on roles and responsibilities.
You can kind of think of the family as this ecosystem of reciprocal roles. On one hand, you've got parents handling the heavy lifting, providing food, clothes, education, and some vital guidance along the way. But here's the thing. This only balances out when it's met by the other side of the equation. Children contribute by respecting their parents and helping out whenever possible. It's this foundational, invisible social contract where hard work is exchanged for mutual respect. Now, roles alone are just a rigid framework if you don't have the connective tissue, and that is communication. It is absolutely crucial. Psychology consistently shows us that families who actively talk about their problems and feelings don't just avoid conflict, they actually build much higher resilience. Open dialogue is literally what turns a list of chores into a connected household. Without that constant exchange of feelings, well, you essentially just have roommates sharing a fridge. Moving right along to Chapter 2, building closer bonds by spending time together. Shared time is exactly where those foundational roles evolve into actual, lasting bonds. We're talking about eating meals together, watching movies, going shopping, visiting relatives, or even traveling during the holidays. Take a second and think about it. Which of these activities does your own family enjoy the most? Because it's actually in these remarkably ordinary routines that the most extraordinary bonding takes place. And the ultimate goal of all these shared activities isn't just to kill time. It's the creation of happy memories. Families are actively building this sort of emotional archive together. These positive, lasting outcomes become a psychological anchor that family members carry with them for the rest of their lives. Which brings us to Chapter 3, handling normal disagreements and navigating different opinions. Because, let's be real, no family is perfect. So we have to ask the big question, what happens when opinions inevitably differ? We are all individuals, right? We have our own minds, unique stressors, and we all have bad days. So how does a strong, cohesive family manage that friction without completely fracturing the delicate foundation we just talked about? Well, healthy resolution usually follows a pretty clear 3-part rhythm. Step 1, accept that it's normal. Friction is just a totally natural byproduct of living under the same roof. Step 2 is to really listen to each other, which brings us right back to how crucial communication is. And Step 3, solve problems peacefully. The absolute keys to making this work, respect and understanding. Without them, it's just yelling, but with them, it's a peaceful negotiation. Let's move to and see how this builds into Chapter 4, the power of support, focusing on safety and confidence. When a family successfully navigates its internal friction, it creates this formidable external shield. It gives you a profound sense of safety and confidence. Imagine stepping out of your door in the morning to face a chaotic world, but knowing for sure you have an unshakable safe harbor to return to. That confidence completely changes how you handle daily challenges. It makes facing life so much easier because you know you aren't operating without a net. So this support system acts as an all-weather presence. A strong family stands right beside you to celebrate the successes together. The graduations, the promotions, the big wins. But even more importantly, they're the ones helping each other out during difficult times. They're reliably there for the highest highs and the lowest lows. And that leads us to our final chapter, Chapter 5, Core Family Values and Their Cultural Importance. Now, what's really interesting about this is how abstract core values like love, kindness, honesty, and responsibility aren't just empty words. They translate into tangible cultural actions.
Across the globe, these tenets mandate a continuous cycle of care. You see generations explicitly taught to care for older family members, returning the exact support they once received, while simultaneously supporting the younger ones. It is a brilliant intergenerational loop of care.
As we pull all these threads together, one undeniable truth remains. Although families may be small or large, they play an important role in our lives. Whether it's just you and one parent, or a bustling house completely full of siblings and relatives, the foundational impact your family has on your daily life is universally significant. Ultimately, the whole anatomy of a strong, happy family distills down to just 3 incredibly powerful words: joy, comfort, and strength. The joy born from shared activities, the comfort built through safe, peaceful problem solving, and the strength forged by unyielding support. So, based on the communication habits, the shared time, and the core values we've just unpacked, how does your family bring you strength? Take a moment today to really reflect on the invisible architecture of your own support system and how you might even fortify it in return. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I will see you next time.